Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Arts Final 4, the New Order of Germany. Let's continue on from where we last left off. So, let us go next for a new leader. Boom, done. I still don't know how close we are to potentially invading Norway. I'm hoping sometime soon. Again, we're supposed to have like some sort of event that's like, hey, there's some sort of decision being like, you want to try to stage a coup in Norway? I don't know. I would like to. Unless that's a coup, I mean, unless it's in Norway itself, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why would Norway try to coup themselves? It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, that's kind of what we're just waiting on, is hopefully for this coup to happen. Presumably it's going to fail because I don't know how to I don't know how to actually do any of the events, because it says here unlocks decision Onschnemen Nordschlitt, but we did not actually get that. So, of course, we're going to go for the last resort. We're going to invade them if push comes to shove. There's no way we're not. But, I mean, a coup would be for the best, because it just makes my life way easier, right? And I don't know about the rest of you. I like my life's a little bit easier. Maybe that makes me, maybe it makes me a little bit crazy. Makes me a little bit of a lunatic. Okay, the game's not crashing. Yeah, let's throw more units into the borders with Bulgaria. Now, are Serbia and Bulgaria going to be our next targets here? Because I know Greece is already a puppet of the Italians. Bosnia's a puppet. Croatia's a puppet. Montenegro's a puppet. So it means that really Serbia and Bulgaria are the last two resorts here. Of course, Serbia is currently socialist, so I'm not too sure how that's going to work out for them in the long run. You know what? Let's get better guns. Why not? 1968 rifles. It's only like a year and a half ahead of time. It's not so bad. We have, let's finish Battle Group Doctrine. Get that going. Apparently I have more doctrines to do. Excellent. Yeah, this is all just for fund the Cabal. We can siphon funds from them. So this gives us plus 45. Do I need more political power right now, though? Okay, let's lower your loyalty here. Let's upgrade our loyalty with the Kriegsmarine, and we're going to upgrade our loyalty with the Church as well. I just want to make sure we're on good terms. Now, the people are probably never going to side with us. It's about a 60-40 split between reformists and the conservatives. They should just realize. Okay, so the anti-communist volunteer group has been crushed, which means that now West Russia has a direct border going straight into Finland, which I would say is bad. Because I don't want them in Finland. For obvious reasons. Maintenance company, sure, why not? So what do we know about you? Still not too much. You have 12%. Press rights policy is a negative 12.4%. From our intel network, decryption, security policy. So what do we need? We need to see... We need 50% to see what focuses they've done. And I'm assuming once they've done enough focuses, then maybe they will collapse. I'm hoping so. Again, they're at negative 100% stability. Nobody likes them. But again, it kind of depends. Like, do they actually have the focus trees necessary to... Like, is it actually... Do they actually have it programmed where they actually can collapse? I'm not too sure. By the way, what's your government type? Your despot? That's fine. Not going to worry about that too much. As long as you're pro-us, that's really my number one priority here. Reformist militarist loyalty goes down with the Unpolice. Okay, I mean, we'll take it. Because, I mean, we have to take it. Like, we don't really get an option in there. Like, if at some point we will need to take all of these focuses. Okay, so with you here, my field marshal, we're going to just delete and then redraw your battle line. Apparently they didn't actually do too much. You know what? Brown army that instead. go on the border with Serbia, just for the time being. We can fix this afterwards. Not like we're actually gonna be in a war anytime soon. Well, I say that there might be a war with Norway soon. Reichswehr, give me more loyalty here. You're good. You're pretty good. You're good. The banks. Put 2 points into you. Slave plantations. You know it's pretty bad when the slave plantations are almost more reformist than we are. I guess we'll take you next. I mean, it doesn't really make too much a difference, but we will take you. Like, it keeps seeing this pop up. Like, hey, do you want to press this button? I do. Unfortunately, I can't actually do anything with it, which is very, very sad for us. Bolster your factions, 5 points. Say, I see no reason not to. We'll reorganize you guys again. So you have New Granada, but I think New Granada, yeah, is pro-Italy. You're pro-America, you're pro-Iberia, and then you're pro-us. So really, it's like a 4-way civil war right now going on. I would like our forces to, you know, maybe turn this into a hot civil war. So we can maybe make some maneuvers there. I think that would be nice. Okay, armor-piercing shell. We're always here. Transports. I mean, let's just take you. Let's just take you. Just get the Navy stuff done. Wait, who's this? Oh, the Faroe Islands. The Faroe Islands are just independent. Okay, so West Revolutionary Front has just taken this. Why just here? Like, that looks terrible. What the hell? Oh, the ceasefire. Okay. For the cession of Murmansk and the Kola Peninsula to the Russian state, must give up all their claims to Karelia. So wait, they actually just gave up these two areas? That is those are maybe some of the worst looking borders I've ever seen in my entire life. But sure. I mean, I still want Finland to be on our side going into the future. And I don't know when this coup is going to fire. Or is going to fail. Hopefully, again, sometime soon. I'm hoping that the event isn't just broken or not actually programmed into the game. Why is the event pop-up not on? Yeah, well, all of these here, please, and thank you. Okay. We're always here. Peter Walt Brisley trying to incompletely check if the man still followed him. They had gone off on the same bus stop, which had given Peter enough pause. He had never seen the man before, and was well acquainted with all of his neighbors. Then he had begun to follow Peter on his walk home, and Peter had long since passed his own house, even doubling back to try to lose the unknown figure. Steadily, however, the man continued to tail him. Peter was unsure what he could do about it. He was only an accountant. He had no rivals that he could think that would send a man after him, and no mugger would be this dedicated to a single mark. His wife, Elise, had protested against Hindenburg's coalition with the NSDAP, but that was years ago, before even the war had been won. Surely they would not be seeking revenge after that, after Elise had proven herself to be dedicated to Germany in the years since. Was this all because Peter had previously worked with Earnhardt, Spearsman? In the back of his mind, however, Peter knew what had occurred. When they found out years ago, before the collapse, he and Elise hid a young Jewish girl in the basement. It had just been a few weeks, while Elise's brother had been under investigation. They had promised Peter that it would never be tied back to him, and that he would be saving the young girl's life. Peter bit his lip, continued to walk aimlessly. If he returned home, it possibly would be condemning his own children to death as well. A traitor exposed. Now let us do Eisner's everywhere. We can increase press rights, we can increase voting franchises. So our increased press rights is that only we're allowed to have the press. Which actually is currently where we're at right now. Okay. We'll slightly increase press rights. The Prince of Mongolia has died. Really, I think I have better things to concern myself with, but I do appreciate, you know, just keeping informed. It's always good to be knowledgeable about the world around you. You do have 204 political power. I don't know what to spend this on. I mean, I can probably just, like, throw points into getting, like, the Shamians on side or something like that. Add to... You know what? Why not? There we go. There goes all of our political power, but now these Shamians are now allied with us. We love to see it. Maybe we should have had the people join our side. That maybe would have been a little bit better, but we're at 81.3 versus 18.7. I'm not really worried about what they're going to do against us. Okay, I think we want better hospitals. So let's just build a couple of those around the country. Looks good to me. And the only thing we can do right now is just fortify the Caribbean. World War Insurrection in China. Excellent. Is there a way that I can back them, please? That would be beneficial to us. So you've had a coup against the National Protection Army led by Long Yun. He is a ultra-nationalist. Legitimacy of our reign. Blood of the nation. So are you like the KMT? That's completed at least 5 of the 3 branches here. I'm not too sure. I'm going to assume the answer is yes. I mean, they have I mean, it's just black and red. They don't have red, white, and blue. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be like the KMT, but they've gotten even more nationalist than they did in historically. Okay. We still have all these foreign... Okay, I'm surprised that these are still the only 2 decisions we have here. Sure, management, strict quotas. Finland has defeated the Socialist Republic. Well, I'm really glad to hear it so that we can be able to influence them at some point into the future. Maybe we'll need to invade them, though. That is entirely possible. Okay, always watching... Constantly listening. Then we also need to then get Germany's new banks, which means we have to push our way down this tree. Which is fine. We torch the evidence. And what does that actually do for us? Like, what's our final deal maker to deal breaker? We unlock access to the economy and diplomacy trees. I mean, we love to see it. We love to see it. Okay, research slot. What do we want to take? What do we want to take? Heavy aircraft. I guess we go for improved spy planes. Sounds fine. It does kind of feel as if the Norway tree is broken in some way. So I'm going to say by the end of August, if still nothing has happened here, we might, I might, cheat. Because it does feel like something was supposed to happen by this point. I think it's been a few months, at bare minimum. Okay. Eyes and ears everywhere. And then the Fat Industrialist next. Top secret. Eyes only. 12 members of the SU, Germanian residents suspected dissidents. Suspect A has been frequently in contact with groups deemed to be linked to dangerous BRI factions. Continue to monitor it closely. Suspect B, for all intents and purposes, behaves as a normal understanding citizen of the Reich. However, it's possible this is a front. Continue to monitor it closely. Suspect C has had several suspicious conversations, which we believe to be part of a plot to assassinate a local member of the Reichstag. Eliminate at once. Suspect D has been observing, trying to establish a series of covert meetings with an unknown individual. However, we have determined that this is not a treason activity. Suspect D has appeared to be having an affair. He is a non-threat. May Germany be in safe hands. Okay. That all looks fine. But hey, if Suspect D, if he's having an affair, that's blackmail material right there. Just something to keep in the back of our minds. Something to keep right in the old noggin. Okay. So you have 180 political power again. Let's boost loyalty of the people. Fantastic. Again, not that I don't know how much this really matters so much. I mean, it says they're immutable. Maybe at some point this will matter once it's just between 2 factions. So having the people on side, I think, does make sense. And we're allied with everybody except for the intelligentsia. But, I mean, the intelligentsia not being supportive of us is not super surprising. And what do I need to dismantle? It does not say, at least not quite yet. Okay. I'm sure we'll find out in the future, though. We have so many planes ready to go for when war breaks out as well. And just deploy them now. Improve fighter jets. And they can also stay in Germania. We'll overcrowd the hell out of that. Through blood and sweat. German propaganda has long touted the ideal overman as a self-reliant soldier and farmer bound to the soil by his race and blood. But the pinnacle of this is the real life is not to be found in Germanic homelands or in the Eastern Territories, but with the poor Malaysian filial farmer. Reserving a small plot of second-best land for himself, he has to work hard for his crop, which only is purchased by one company for a low price. When he does get his money, he has no bank, so he has to choose between sleeping in his house with a knife to keep his pay, or in a field with a knife to save his crop. The vanilla plantations don't have such problems. They are watched over by armed men who make sure the natives are not able to rob the valuable beans, and to make sure this threat does not come from outside or within. Or that the workers only are taking as much time as they should to delegate hand fertilize the plant. These mercenaries do not take kindly to those who slack around or damage too much of the crop. Ever pitiful wage these workers must get must be fairly earned. This valuable spice is loaded onto trucks and sent to the ports of Madagascar. In a few days' time, these same beans will arrive in ports in Europe. Some will go to traditional markets of France, but others will go to the master of Europe. There, the beans will fetch a hefty sum for barons of the industry, as every family can afford it. As every family that can afford it thinks themselves lucky that they can afford a tropical delicacy. And they find themselves in a struggle for favoritism within the chemical manufacturers who want to spread cheaper vanilla in to the Dutch volk. The argument over it is stolen fruits of Malaysia or Polish labor are mostly the most National Socialists encapsulates the economic situation of the colony. For the Irish packet is being united, and the serf farmer and slave miner and captive worker suffer the same fate regardless of location or race. Okay. Okay, national focus. Let's go for give themselves on a silver platter. But I think with that, at least right now, it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, bring a thumbs up. Not enjoying something down, you want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.